Hi, this is Whitney from Purl Soho, and I'm going to show you an I-cord bindoff. This technique creates a beautiful rounded I-cord along any edge, including all the edges of our spring top pattern. It's called an I-cord bindoff, but if you know how to make an I-cord, these steps are a bit different and actually even easier. You can work an I-cord bindoff over live or picked up stitches. So here I'm going to demonstrate on this swatch how you pick up stitches around this cast-on edge, which for the spring top is the bottom edge of the sweater. Okay, let's get started. The first step is to cast 2 stitches onto my needles. In other cases, it may be 3 or maybe 4 stitches. The number depends on your pattern and how prominent an I-cord you want. So here I'm using a basic long tail cast on, and I have 2 stitches on my needles. And next I need to pick up stitches all around this cast on edge so that I have stitches to bind off. I'm going to begin at the beginning of the round here and just insert my needle under the cast on stitches and wrap the yarn around my needle like I'm knitting and then pull a stitch through. And that's how you pick up a stitch. So I just continue around this whole edge into every single cast on stitch, picking up and knitting. If you were working this bind off over live stitches instead of picked up ones, instead of casting on 2 stitches the way I did here at the beginning, you would begin by keeping the right side facing you and then use a cable cast on to add the extra stitches you need. And then you would just move on to the next step. But for me here, I'm going to finish picking up these stitches and see you back here when I'm done. Okay, I've picked up stitches around this whole edge and I'm back to my 2 cast on stitches here. The next step is to knit 1. This is the first stitch that I cast on at the beginning, and so when I knit it, I'm actually joining to work in the round here. If your I-cord is more than 2 stitches, you'll knit 1 stitch less than the number you cast on. So knit 2 if you cast on 3, knit 3 if you cast on 4. Now you're going to knit 2 together through the back loop. So that's the last stitch you cast on plus the first stitch you picked up. You insert your needle through the back leg of the first stitch and then the back leg of the second stitch like that. And you wrap your working yarn around your needle and pull a stitch through. That's knitting 2 together through the back loop. Now you're going to slip both of those stitches back over to the left needle. So you insert your left needle into the back leg of the first stitch and just pass it from the right needle to the left needle, and then do that again for the second stitch. And you'll do that for all your stitches, whether you have 2, 3, or 4. That's it. That's all you do. So we're going to do that again. You knit 1 like that. Knit the next 2 together through the back loop like that. And then slip both those stitches from your right needle over to your left needle. It's pretty simple. Knit, knit 2 together through the back loops, and slip those stitches back over to your left needle. If you take a look here at the back side, you can see that when you knit your first stitch, you're bringing your yarn from the second stitch. So that's what makes this an I-cord. And you can see on the right side here that we are starting to form this nice round I-cord tube along the edge. So I'm just going to keep doing that. Knit 2 together through the back loop, slip both stitches back to the left needle over and over until I have just 2 stitches remaining on my right needle. So we'll see each other back here when I'm at that point. I've worked the I-cord bind off all the way around, and I have just 2 stitches remaining on my left needle. So now what you do is you cut your yarn, leaving a nice 8-inch tail or so, like that. And then you thread the tail onto a tapestry needle, like that. And now you're going to thread your tapestry needle through your remaining stitches, just each one. Take it off the needle, like that, and just pull it through and give a little tug. So now you can join the end of your I-cord to the beginning of your I-cord. I like to pass my needle under that first stitch there, like that, and then pass it under the top of the I-cord here, like that. And then you're ready to weave your tail in to the back of your work. And let's look at this I-cord a little bit. You can see it has this nice tubular look along the whole edge. It helps keep your stockinette stitch from rolling. And it was super simple to do and also very satisfying. So enjoy learning how to do an I-cord bind off.